G'day boys and girls, welcome back into the studio for the third welcome back into the studio for the third video in the Gel Blaster Basics series, mini-series I'm doing. God, you'd think I'd remember what I was filming 20 minutes ago. That's called too many Pepsi Max vanillas, too many Pepsi Maxes. Kids, don't do that, especially not when you're trying to record and present yourself as a professional. Anyway, alright, so this one is going to be fairly straightforward. You're going to talk about clothing, uniforms, whatnot, so that's why you can see a lot of camo stuff in front of me, except for obviously this one stands out. Just going to go through some pretty well things, options there, things you can do and whatnot. Now, first thing I'm going to say, which is simply that your environment is going to dictate what the best clothing is. This is not a definitive guide. I'm not telling you this is the best or this is the best or this is the best. I can't say that. Unless I know every single person's specific scenario, that's never going to work. So, what I'm going to tell you is I'm based in central Queensland. We've just gone through summer. It's been quite hot. When you first get into it, you're probably only going to wear a pair of runners, a pair of shorts, and a t-shirt. And that's fine. Obviously, wear a hat as well. Now, that sort of stuff initially is fine. But then once you start playing a few games, you're going to be like, you might see people dressing up, or you might think, oh, it'd be cool to get some camo, so when I lay down, it's a bit harder to see me, or because I want to dress up, because let's face it, a lot of us do like just dressing up. As simple as that. So there are a few options there. Now, obviously you can do like this, where you just buy a basic light t-shirt which has a camo pattern on it. I bought these for like $5 because they were a clearance at a retail shop one day. I got 2 of them. They're the most comfortable things in the world, and what you'll notice is I wear these quite a bit out in the field during summer because it's just too hot to wear long sleeve proper stuff. There are exceptions to that obviously, but that's why I wear this sort of stuff. It's also just comfortable to wear around the house. So, bonus. 2 birds, 1 stone, that sort of thing. So, what I'm going to take you through is not what you can get and what you should get, but what I've gotten and explain where I've got it from, the reasoning, that sort of thing, and what I like and don't like about it. I think that'll be a bit easier. I will briefly talk about plate carriers and whatnot, but it's only going to be very brief because I'll show you some stuff I've got. But we'll get into it. Now, first thing I'm going to say, get a hat. Just get a hat. Now, it can be a cap, it can be a hat like this, a boonie. Doesn't matter. Get a hat. You're going to be out in the sun running around. Get a hat on. This one is a multicam style boonie. It's actually, I believe it's Nepalese style multicam, so it's a bit different to most of the others. A lot of the multicam stuff doesn't always match up unless it's from the same country of style. But this one, the only problem I have with it is it's actually fairly tight, especially if I haven't had a haircut in a while. So I have stopped using it quite a bit for that reason, but I do love the idea of the boonie. It's perfect, especially when I wear my GoPro head cam. Strap goes around there and she's gold. Get a hat. I don't know how many times I can say that. You're going to get sunburnt. Probably anyway. Sunscreen's the other thing. Make sure you're wearing it because it's going to suck otherwise. I don't recommend putting it around your face. Especially if you're wearing a hat, you shouldn't really need to too much. But the other thing is when you start sweating, that goes into your eyes and it stings. As everyone has probably experienced. Now, after I started playing a few games, I was wearing navy blue work pants and a t-shirt I had. I decided I'm going to go out and buy something decent because I want it to last and whatnot. Now, I did do it. I bought these 2 items, just a pair of pants and a shirt, off of militaryfirst.com.au. It's actually based in the UK. Don't let the .au fool you like it did me. It took 3 weeks to get here. And not only that, but what they're selling is actual proper gear. So it's not cheap, but in that, it should be good. And it is good. Now, this is the shirt I bought. It is what I believe they call a UBAC, so underbody armor combat shirt. Now the center is like lycra. It's like togs, swimmers, that sort of material. Very stretchy, very breathable. Absolutely great. The idea being that you'd wear a plate carrier or something over the top of it. And the sleeves are this ripstop material, which is quite nice. But what I like about it is it does also have slots for elbow pads there. A lot of these sort of uniforms have it. It does have pockets on each of the upper arms with Velcro sections for patches. You do have the small collar there with front fly. I forgot what that bit's called. But there you go. So you can have that up, you can have that down, collar out, all that. I usually have the collar down and whatnot because it's just convenient. And yeah, like I absolutely love it because it's lightweight, it breathes, and it still looks kind of cool. I could only get an extra large, and in this size, that is a bit too big on me, so it's a bit loose, but not really a big deal. I do rate it, just costed me a bit. I don't think they make these anymore either, which is that. Now the pants I got with it, this is where I'm going to come into the fact where I say multicam is not always multicam. There are different types of multicam. This is also a pair of multicam pants that I got from the exact same website. They were a slightly different brand, but I didn't realise the colour was that badly different because in the pictures it wasn't. Internet, folks. These are also a little bit big, but they are very lightweight. They are ripstop material. They do have slots for knee pads, but they didn't come with it. They have massive pockets with buttons. The fly has a couple of buttons, so there's no zippers on it. It's awesome. Now, I usually, at the moment, especially during summer, I wear these pants and these shirts because this breathes really well. I just wear a belt, put this shirt over the top, and I'm great. When it starts cooling down a bit, I'm probably going to wear this a lot more and the other stuff I've got because I also need to lose a bit of weight, but that's a different story. So these I absolutely love. Now, those pants cost me $55. The shirt cost me $65 or $68 in each. And then I had to pay shipping from the UK to here. If you want to spend that money, go for it. Be aware though that you want to make sure you're buying good stuff if you're going to spend that kind of money. Now the next thing I bought, and this is one which I can recommend because a few people do it, is a set. So it's the same sort of shirt. This is from Sin Airsoft, which is a airsoft clothing company and whatnot. They're actually licensed to make Emerson gear official products, which is actual military gear, where they have the cotton center instead of the lycra, and it's just the tan color. The sleeves, elbow patches, pockets and that. Same basic concept. However, it's a slightly different pattern and whatnot. They also sell them in a set. So this set came with pants, so it's matching. Zippers there, has a Velcro front patch for the fly, belt space, all that. Knee pads that come with it as well. So these are quite good. I do rate these quite highly. I know a few people who have them and like them. If you do buy them, I think you're looking at about $80 Australian for the set. And it's not a bad investment. If you buy it, you're probably going to use it a fair bit and you'll get a bit of use out of it anyway. It's decent quality, so that's why I don't mind it. There's always a good option. The other thing is, they have a whole bunch of different camo patterns in those sets. So for example, this one here, it's like a night snakeskin style there with just a black center. Now I do have matching pants for this, of course. I don't need to show you that because they're functionally the exact same clothes, just a different color. I bought these for night games and also for when I'm doing reviews on certain blasters which are black. Well, not for the cinematic shots I like to do to show them off. That way I can dress up in black and be like pseudo SWAT, that sort of thing. Just a bit of cool factor. It's as simple as that. I like them. I do rate these definitely. Now, you don't have to buy any of that. You can just turn up in shirt, shorts, and a pair of running shoes. Most fields are quite happy to accept that as long as you have adequate eye protection. On the note of running shoes though, I'm going to quickly talk about footwear. For one, running shoes are not going to last long because they're not designed to take the punishment of running around in the scrub, constantly stepping on stones, stumps, all this sort of thing. So what I do advise you recommend, too many Pepsi Maxes again. What I do recommend that you do and highly advise is that when you can, invest in a decent pair of boots, such as hiking boots or duty boots, that have good ankle support. So high up, I think they're 8-inch is the highest you can get. Something like that where if you trip over and whatnot, you're not going to roll your ankle. It's going to support that and prevent that injury because that is the most likely injury you are going to have playing with these blasters. So next bit we'll talk about quickly is chest rigs, plate carriers, that sort of thing. I do have two examples to show you. So this one is again from Sin Airsoft, and I do highly recommend you check out their stuff. It is a pretty straightforward webbing chest rig. The idea being that you put your molly panels on there with your mag pouches, that sort of thing, and that's all it is. It's fairly straightforward. The reason I like this is for summer games, mil sims, that sort of thing, where I'm more worried about being hot and uncomfortable. Very minimal, very capable, exactly what I want. These things are entirely good. This is an actual proper Emerson gear thing, so it is a bit more expensive because it's meant to be high quality. It is, and I do think it's worthwhile if you're getting panels. But again, not a requirement, just a cool option. The other option is an actual mock plate carrier. So this is a Sin Airsoft plate carrier. So it's not a real one. When you buy them, they do come with foam inserts just to give them a bit of structure. I'm probably going to put mine back in. The main reason I bought this was I need to start getting used to running around in a vest for my own health and fitness reasons. Also, for when I do cinematic videos, like with the black uniform, I have a vest and whatnot with mags to put in, that sort of thing. So it's just more of a cool factor for me. Whether it's an entirely good option, especially if you've got younger kids or people, or you're just not interested in being shot, or you want to look cool. There are plenty of options. This was actually cheaper than this webbing rig, because that's a proper gear, Emerson gear, proper item, licensed. This is actually just a Sin and Soft thing. Again, you can get these in different color patterns and whatnot. Same with the webbings. Those are just the ones I went with for what I'm doing. Another option you do have, which I'll show you in just a sec, is another way of, if you're going to carry spare mags, so you don't have heaps of things hanging off you, that is going to get annoying over time. If you get well into it, you're probably going to be running a few spare mags per game. Now this is what I came up with. Now this is just a drop leg molly patch, which sits just between your knee and the top of your thigh. Sits across there, straps in just like some of the pistol holsters do, except all it is just a panel with mole straps. So what that means is this panel for 3 M4 style or 5.56 style magazines sits on my thigh, which I usually have on the left with the dump pouch behind it. So then when I'm running around crouching all that, it's a simple matter to grab it out. I don't have a chest rig on, I don't have a vest on, any of that to get in the way or be annoying. So that is also another option. A guy that we played with recently who was formerly in the military, he looked at me when I was wearing that and he said he's never seen anything like that. And I said, I don't care, it's convenient and I'm not as hot. So it works for me. So you, ultimately, like I said, personal preference is king. Do what does you and make yourself happy. If you want to get fully dressed up, go for it. If you want to run around in shirt, shorts and shoes, go for it. Ultimately, that's what matters. I just recommend those few things. Invest in good quality footwear so you don't do yourself in. And especially if you're going to be running around the scrub, get some long pants and long sleeves just in case when you're running around you don't get as much like ticks, that sort of thing on you, just for your own sake. Of course, it's entirely up to you. Ignore what I said. Tell me what you wear below. I'd be very curious to see some of the setups and ideas that you guys have. What sort of camo pattern do you prefer? I honestly love the Flecktarn, but I haven't yet been able to get my hands on, mainly because I just haven't had the spare money, on a set of Flecktarn camo. So tell me what you guys prefer, what sort of stuff you run below. Like, share this video around, especially if you've got mates who are looking into it. These are some options, not all of them, and there's some places you can get them. I'll link to those stores in the description below of where I got these. And hope you have a good one. We're almost there.